Stop scrolling. You don't want to miss this one. You see, in life, you got to stop complaining. You must appreciate the good and the bad because you learn from both. You see, without an issue, if you don't have an issue, you don't have a need for God. And that's why it's hard for a rich man to find heaven a lot of times. A lot of times it's hard for a man that's extremely wealthy to find heaven because there's not a lot of opportunities for him to really need God. He feel like money is God now. So certain issues activate the God inside you. Without certain issues, you couldn't be the example for God. So you had to go through certain things and fail multiple times so you can realize that you can't do this without God. It was all to mold you into becoming who you're supposed to become, your higher self. And I don't mean the one off that za, I mean your real higher self. So you can't find joy without God. And don't let your issues define you. Turn your losses into lessons because you never lose when you truly learn. Every issue is a test of your faith. You might need a tissue for them tears, but everything gonna be straight. And you the only thing that's stopping you. So get up out your way. Wake up and wake and bake. You used to wake up and pray. And me, I'm not perfect. I used to pray with a Bible, but now I pray with an AK. So it's not time to complain about the things that we're going through. A lot of times it takes the internal work to be done in order to change the external. So allow God to prepare you. You think they did you wrong. You think that experience, they betrayed you, they crossed you, they did you unfairly. You think that was them doing that, and the whole time that was God allowing you to be prepared. Let's compare your higher self to a freshly baked cake. So in order to make a perfectly baked cake, you're gonna need some individual ingredients. The butter, the flour, right? The egg yolk. It takes all of these different individual ingredients to make up this perfectly baked cake. Remember, the cake is your higher self right now. But see, nobody wants the individual ingredients that make up this cake. Nobody wants to eat the fucking flour by itself. No one wants to eat the egg yolk by itself. No one wants to just drink straight milk. No one wants to eat the butter stick by itself. And all these individual ingredients mixed together and baked to the appropriate time. It all has to be in divine timing. Not when you say so, but when God says so. And when these individual ingredients are mixed together and baked to the perfect time, God's timing, it gives you a perfectly baked cake. But no one wanted the butter stick by itself. No one wanted the flour and the egg yolk by itself. But they all want a slice of the cake now, right? Everybody want to go get a cut of that goddamn meat. You see what I'm saying? But they ain't want the egg by itself. They ain't want the butter by itself. So you might be in the oven right now. And when you come out of that oven, right, you're either gonna be a burnt ass cake, a cake that's still cooking, or a perfectly baked cake. A lot of times we blame the devil. But first of all, let me tell you what matters more than what happens to you. What matters more than who did you wrong. What matters more than who betrayed you. How you respond to it. How you choose to respond to what happened to you matters more than what happened to you. So a lot of times people blame the devil, and the whole time is God allowing the devil to tempt you as a test. You see, God will use the devil's temptation, and the whole time is God testing you. That's why the devil can't do nothing without going to God first and getting the approval. So the devil building the case on people right now saying, look, they still doing this. God saying, no, I got grace and mercy. Leave them alone, right? They doing this. The devil going back to God saying, look, man, they doing it right now. And God's like, you know what? Spare them. You know, it's all good. Don't touch them. And then you keep ignoring God. The devil like, yo, they don't hear you. God like, you know what? You got a point. You know the rules. Don't kill them. So now the devil is allowed to tempt you because you ain't listening to God. The God will allow your flesh and your ego to go through hell in order to save your soul and get you to listen, to finally open up your spiritual ear? Do you know who you are? You know them, you know us and them too. You know who everybody is, but who you? You see, they say it all starts with self-love. That's not true. It starts with knowledge of self, because you can't love something that you don't understand. You can't understand something that you don't know. And you can't know about something that you haven't studied. Take the time to really know yourself. Isolation. Spend time with yourself and stop running to your friend and running to your phone and running to sex and running to drugs. Figure out who you really are. You know, it's time for everybody to actually be born again. And of course, it's not physical. Obviously, it's spiritual, right? And everything is actually working out for you. You just can't lose yourself. You can't stop fighting. It's all working out for you right now. You think it's not, but you can't see you're thinking about all the bad that could potentially come your way. How much more worse it's gonna get. And God is already knowing, like, you're not knowing, I got so much better on the way that you don't even know about. You don't even know how much better it could get because you focus on how much worse it could get. So it's time to keep the faith and walk by faith and not by sight. It's time for you to take flight and tell all your troubles and worries good night, right? So this video was to let you know that all your problems are not for you to complain about or let define your life. You're in a spiritual warfare right now. I don't know if you know it or not, but all of this earthly, physical shit that you worried about is all designed for you to get distracted, get off your soul's purpose, not remember who you are, right? And not be in alignment to receive what God got for you. Don't let nobody or nothing knock you off your pivot, off your spiritual pivot. You got to stay on your spiritual pivot, right? You got to know when to pass it. You got to know when to shoot it, right? You got to know when to drive to the lane. You got to know when to dish it. You got to know when to set up what play to set up. It's the same way as basketball almost, a little bit in that sense. So keep the faith and do not let nothing or nobody get you to go backwards. I don't care if you slow down. I don't even care if you stop and take your break. The next move you make need to be forward progress, evolution, not devolving, but evolving. You can do it. You know, we all got something to work on, some more than others. But who gonna fight? Who gonna do the internal work? Don't be out here making all this money. You done worked 40 different jobs, or you worked on a job for 40 years, or you done made $40 million, right? You done took care of all them kids. You done took care of all your family, you done paid all them bills, and at the end of the day, you ain't still did no internal work. Don't forget, this shit about saving souls, not about stroking egos and being light. It's about living in the righteousness, living in what's right, the truth. So God sends certain souls to see who we can recruit. But really, you already was on the team. You forgot. Everybody got to choose. Everybody got to choose. And no matter where you're at, no matter how you view yourself, God loves you way more than you could ever imagine. And that's the truth. God loves you more than you could ever imagine. Like, oh yeah, God loves me. Now you don't get it. You don't get it. Like, the things you haven't asked God for forgiveness yet, you've already been forgave, and you don't even know it. But don't take the grace and mercy for granted. So whatever you're struggling with, whatever you done been through, whether that was bankruptcy, poverty, abuse, you know, whatever you've been through, here's how you know when you're headed in the right direction. When you look at everything you've been through and you can find some good out of it. And you start talking like, oh, I'm glad I went through that. Without going through that, I'd have never learned this. I'd have never became this. I'd have never got blessed with this. I'd have never had a need to even do that and think. I'd have never had that thought. That thought would have never came to me. You see what I'm saying? When you start thinking like that, that's when you headed in the right direction. When you start finding peace in things that used to disturb you, things that used to fill your heart with rage and anger. When you start finding peace in things that used to annoy you, things that used to irritate you, you are now evolving spiritually. It's a spiritual fight. you know? And can't nobody fight for you. You gotta put your motherfucking dukes up. It is what it is. You're gonna have to learn how to bump. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. Some of the best fighters got their ass whooped first. Right. Forced them to get right. Forced them to learn. So a lot of people who you looking at, oh damn, he went through that, they went through that. Them people is the warriors. You need to be goddamn learning from some potentially. If you ain't never been through nothing, you can't help somebody get through nothing. Realize all those bad experiences are molding you to become a high vibrational God, a high vibrational goddess that can't nobody's touch, can't nobody get off of that spiritual pivot. It's time to cut out all distractions. Because what you don't want to do is get to Judgment Day and get reminded of all those souls that you were responsible for saving. It was in your soul contract. And then you get up there and tell God, I was busy with work. I had busy with career. I had baby mama drama. I had all them kids to take care of, right? And you had a choice to put your father's works first as a priority in your life, or let the earthly world get you distracted and hinder you from the kingdom. I'm not perfect, you not perfect, but guess what? You still worth it. And you still got time to evolve, especially if your soul has not been purchased. I didn't come to preach, but I did come to speak. And I did come to teach and try to see who I can reach on neighborhood.